I'd arrived on a one-way ticket in the land of the Beatles, swamped by white faces, holding out for cousin PC to emerge with a frantic wave and sincere apology for his delay. The only familiar face from my plane whizzed past me waving a floppy hand. The Malaysian Chinese law student, who'd also fought for his name to be added to the Moscow list with me and the French girls, seemed confident about where he was headed. A Tauke's son by the look of him. It was already in the early hours of the following morning, and I made my way to a public phone booth. My spirit lifted when once again I saw the Malaysian boy getting into the red cubicle. Clutching my racket bag in one hand and a telephone number to a Lancaster public phone booth in the other, I peered to see a black dial-up showing A and B. Being the irrational optimist, I thought there was a chance cousin PC might be awaiting my call at that hour in the public phone booth at his end, which he told me he used sometimes. When the boy finished, I approached him for assistance, and he showed me using a 2p copper coin. No one answered. 2p was returned, and boy disappeared into London. There was nothing to do except make Terminal 3 my campground. As I was organising myself on a metal seat, I saw two nuns opposite me with the same intention. They agreed to look after my belongings while I took my faithful Malaysian memory, the good morning hand towel Mummy always insisted I had with me, to brush my teeth and freshen up. Early the next morning, I went to the airport post office to ask for directions to PC's address. Aside from the shock of being served by a white person, I also struggled with the counterstaff's heavy Cockney accent. Understanding my plight, the man adopted a theatrical style, enunciating each word a little too loudly for my liking. Catch a London red bus outside the main arrival area, go to Hounslow, and from there catch a tube to central London. Then change at Victoria and catch another tube to Euston. From Euston, catch an overland train to Lancaster. A tube? I wondered what pipes had to do with transportation. The man chuckled, as did the two white ladies behind me, and explained a tube meant the underground train. The start of my many ground-gobble-me-up moments. I scurried back to my bench, wishing I could rip off my Globe silk store suit for a jacket or a polo neck and be belted, buckled and scarfed like these stylish people. "Would you like some coffee?" one of the nuns offered from their thermos flask cup. Between sips of coffee that calmed my frayed nerves, I explained my predicament, and they said since they were headed to Euston, why not share a taxi with them? Then all I needed to do, from there, was catch the train to Lancaster to locate PC's house. A godsend proposal. Once again it felt strange to have an English driver sorting out my luggage next to his open-fronted Austin FX4, because hitherto the only white people who served me were the doctors who came from KL once a week to the estate dispensary when folks made a beeline and nodded earnestly to everything the doctor ordered. It was just as well the driver wasn't one for conversation, and his few exchanges were limited to the habits sat facing me in London's proverbial black cab. An icy draught came through the front of the moving taxi as we entered Greater London, causing me to shiver, but inside I was warm with good cheer and a sense of adventure at finally being in the city, so synonymous with the country that people back home simply said, "Study well in London or enjoy London," when really it should have been England. A country I dreamed of visiting, latching on to PC's thrilling accounts and Rajan's ambition. Low-hanging brooding clouds, shrouded streets, buildings looming dull and dismal, and rows of tight houses bore little trace of joy, yet I soaked in London's grey gloom. "We're not in the heart of the city yet," one of the nuns beamed. Then both launched into satisfying their curiosity about the strength of my abidance to my faith with a name like Philip George.